All right, so we're going to talk about three-dimensional force systems. This is to introduce the concept of the free body diagram for a particle and to show how to solve particle equilibrium problems using the equations of equilibrium. So as we discussed before, equilibrium is just all of our forces equaling to zero. And how typically these problems are solved are we going to break the forces into their components and show them in Cartesian form, which would just be summing our forces in the x plus summing our forces in the y plus summing our forces along the z-axis. And all of those must be equal to zero. So our equations of equilibrium, when we do this, we can sum our forces in the x, sum our forces in the y, and sum our forces in the z direction. Now, note, I am showing direction of what I am calling positive. Now, this may change due to how the axis is set up, but this is important for us to do when we are completing problems to show what direction we are showing a positive direction in order to solve our problems. Now, when we talk about free body diagrams, we know that we draw the diagram and we show all known and unknown forces. And we must show our direction. Typically, we use the unit vector to help us in giving our direction measured along the x, y, and z. Now, when we have a problem, we are showing our forces, our unknown forces, we are assuming direction. And once we're done assuming direction, we show that on our free body diagram. If our answer comes out to be positive, we know that the direction that we assumed is correct. If the answer we get is a negative, our direction was incorrect, meaning that it is going in the opposite direction that we assumed. So pretty much what we're going to do is we're just going to say our procedure for this type of problem. Is first to draw our free body diagram. And this means label everything. And this includes forces, angles, points, anything that's going to help us solve. The other thing that's very important when we're doing this is our directional sense. And just what I said just a few seconds ago, our directional sense, we can assume a direction. Once we have all this completed, we are going to use our equilibrium equations to solve. Now, you must really know how to use your calculator to solve three simultaneous equations. So you have three unknowns, typically in these problems. So we need three equations. If we have more than three unknowns, we know we've done something wrong because we would be unable to solve since we only have our three equations as shown above. All right, the next video we will show a couple of examples. Thanks.